And here we go. We are ready for our new session. It's been a few weeks just because of the variety of things called vacation. But last time, you guys fought some strange tentacled pseudopod-eyed creature that was coming out of a portal, and barely defeated it, or at least closed the portal, mostly with your lives intact, although once we get into there you'll see just how low you've gotten. And then had explored a little bit more of the temple as you were trying, or the ziggurat as you were trying to find a way to the village, to help out the Sarek as they were trying to attack the Solace village. And you then found a tunnel that led to a secret door. And at that point, I then went through a quick kind of finishing off kind of thing, and I felt that we rushed it. So instead, you guys are now just opening the door for the secret door. And let me activate this. And you guys will, I will open the door, and then we will I'll give you a description. Now, you guys are up in the upper left or upper right corner. Is where you'll find yourselves. And I will read the following. The secret door pushes open with a grinding noise of stone on stone. Dim light can be seen, and the sound of water falling can be heard. Stepping out of the rough-hewn hall, you see 2 lit braziers to either side and a large campfire straight ahead. Water falls to the east, and above it is the sloping curve of a natural cavern. So everything that you see kind of here in front of you is all cavern. It's kind of, you're sort of in a cavernous alcove. There's braziers on either side. There's, as you kind of push the door back, you realize that the door was, in essence, a statue of a naga statue that you now kind of push back, which is probably why it was so heavy to push. You can see that there's sort of a waterfall kind of sheet of water that's coming through here, which you can sort of see through a little bit and see out into a pool there. You can see that there's some other entrances to other caverns on various sides, and that's what you see. What are you guys doing as I unpause the game?
That's a campfire in the middle?
Yeah, there's a campfire with some actual, it's burning actually. It's a bit more, what I'm looking for, it's a bit more roaring than what this is showing, but it is definitely a campfire, yes.
So we're not alone.
You can hear out, the water itself is kind of flowing down here. You can sort of hear and occasionally catch a glimpse of some creatures over here, which you can't see currently because your darkness goes to there. Kind of with spears. They look like the Zarek people with spears, but you can't see who they're kind of. They're not fighting, but they seem to be threatening someone further that's harder to make out. What do you guys want to do?
I say we approach them slowly.
Oh, yeah, step out. Carefully.
Right.
And careful.
Start heading out that way.
We hide and stealth.
Up to you guys.
We'll proceed calmly and elegantly, like
All
gentlemen.
right, so as you kind of move out, you see that there's sort of a couple. There's a series of little huts, or those mounded huts that you saw before back here. You see that there is a tunnel that seems to lead deeper into here, but from where you're at, Hylough, it looks like maybe it dead ends. There's a really small cleft here that would be, you'd have to squeeze through, but you could get into it. And then you can see there's a mouth opening out here as you start to slowly move over there. As you get a little bit further, you can see that these 2 Sarek Kalians seem to be accosting a larger naga with 4 nagas kind of protecting them.
Well,
It look like anybody we know?
None of those particular Kalian look like anybody you know. Penbro kind of comes up and like, what's going on here?
I don't know if that's the voice, but okay.
It is the voice. Don't you tell me what my voice is.
Just tell him, Penbro, I think you need to go across that little bridge and go over there and see what they're doing. And come back and tell us.
He says, it looks like they're accosting someone else. Why don't you do that? You're the muscle.
Well, they're
Who
not
wants to walk
accosting you or
first?
me, but you understand what they say, so maybe you could help us out here.
Well, so does your little friend there. Your green friend. Greenish friend.
And my muscle's just about gone. So
Green.
I was gonna say, we're very low on muscle, but we'll see what goes.
Sure you are.
Rhux will lead the way across the.
Okay, as you get closer to there, I lost my notes. That is not the notes. That is the right notes. Okay, as you get closer to there, you see. All right, you see these five naga here. Sorry, these five naga here. One of them is wearing some skins and things like that, and has a bone kind of headpiece. The other four look like the spearmen you'd seen before, the warriors kind of thing. Not the. Let me make sure it's warriors. Yeah, the warriors with the stone spears and stuff like that.
Have we seen the big naga before?
No, you've not. You
I was gonna say, I thought
you
the
hear
naga we
these
saw
two.
last time was
You hear the Kalion saying, basically saying, "Surrender! It's over. We have won." The Kalion are saying that. Sorry, not the Naga. If I said the other way. Also, note I have a cold, so if you don't understand what I say, just tell me to clarify.
Well, I believe that their case will be helped by the rest of us showing up.
All right.
As
Can we
they don't
stealth over
expect us to
there
be
and
there.
sneak attack?
Well, I don't know if we need to attack these
You can
people.
stealth over there if you like, but as soon as you cross this borderline here, there's nothing for you to hide behind, so you will be seen.
I mean, it looks like they've got it all in.
Yeah, there's
You gotta
no
think
one's
about it.
fighting. They're just kind of
Yeah,
holding him
like-
and saying, "Surrender, surrender."
Yeah, I don't think we need to
All
kill
right.
anybody.
I think we just need to
That's
go
what
over
Rhux
there
says.
and join them.
That is what
We've
Rhux
killed a
is
lot of people. We don't need
Observe.
We should just go help. If things get out of hand, we'll be here.
Okay.
I'm gonna keep an eye on what's going on back here behind us, just in case
Right,
we get surprised.
right. You got it kind of up there, and the two Kalion turn around and then they kind of recognize who you are, and one of them says, "This is the last of the resistance." And
You
then
have
across
fought
the
well.
way, you notice that slightly across the way, this over here is Tho. She's remember she was an archer, so she's she's sort of behind this. Actually, can you see her? Now that I think about it, Rhux. I guess I didn't put in a. There should have been a wall there. So yeah, you can because I didn't put a wall in.
Yes, that rock is paper mache. It's
Yeah, this
see-through
rock
paper
here is
mache.
supposed to be.
It's not real, actually. So it's figment of my imagination.
So you hear her shout, our reinforcements have arrived. Your days of terror are over. And then the creature here in the middle, the naga in the middle, she kind of she kind of stands a little taller and says, kind of moves her hand up and down and says, "Yes, I think it is over. This is the most clear-headed I have been in months. Guard, just put your weapons at ease. You, Zerak, we mean you no harm. Why do you come into our village and threaten us?"
Do we have the body of the priestess thing?
No, remember the shaman.
Or does she
or
go in
whatever
the
it was
portal?
Went through into the portal with the captain. The captain pushed her in.
Do we have a corpse of one of the mutant little disgusting things?
No, you never said you were taking them with you. No.
But are they outside of the portal and we can like grab
Yeah,
them?
you
if
could
we
go
so
get
chose?
one probably, but remember, after a moment, they sort of turn into this black sludge. So after like a few minutes. Not it's not immediate, but and at this point in time, you guys have probably taken better part of 10 minutes to get up here.
Okay, so nothing. Thanks.
You could probably go get the black sludge if you wanted,
I don't want the black
or the
sludge.
brains from the brain cylinders, or
I don't want those either.
I'm just saying, there's potentially some stuff. And who are these others that have come from the caves of the usurper? She's kind of pointing at you. You guys.
The usurper? What are the
That's
caves
what
of
she
the
did
usurper?
say. That is what she said.
But I will inquire as to who the usurper even is. Valorous.
Who do I speak with? Just asking your name, Rhux.
I know.
You're the usurper.
No, I am not the
Usurper.
usurper. I am called Rhux. We come from beyond the shore.
I see. The usurper would be my sister. Have you seen her?
Was she a priestess?
Priestess, this word has no meaning to me. Our guide, our spiritual guide.
Good enough. Basically the same thing. Well, downstairs. We came from the lower ziggurats to the, I think they're to the south. It's north, south, east, west normally, right?
Yeah, it's always the same.
To the south of here. We went through the passages that link to this larger build up here and found what I could only assume is your sister opening a rift in time that brought massive slug monsters out that tried to murder everybody.
Slug monsters. All right. She looks perplexed. Give me a persuasion roll.
This is... Where's my persuasion? We out here?
She says, I do not know if these cigarettes and temples you speak of, but you seem trustworthy enough.
Can I ask her, because the priestess had like a book and a skull, right? That's what Toth had said.
Thoe
Sorry.
Had mentioned a skull, but not necessarily a book. It was some.
The character was carrying a book. That's where I got the book from.
Yeah,
But
no. The character did have a book. In fact, Praedyth technically has it.
Oh, I didn't know that. But
Yes.
That's not the point.
The skull is missing. I mean, the skull went into the portal with.
Yeah. I ask the apparent. I'm assuming this is the leader of this tribe of Naga. I ask
You assume.
their name.
My name is right here. Where the heck is it?
Notes line 5.
No, Sradak. And I was and am again the ruler of this village, this tribe.
Do you happen to recall, before everything was kind of cloudy and hard to remember, do you happen to recall if your sister found some sort of skull?
Let's see here. Just a second. You see Barsk. No, maybe you don't yet. You see Barsk coming over to there. And he kind of gives you a wave. As she says, This it is too early to speak of this. Let us resolve the current situation first. Tell your allies to put down their weapons. We will put down ours, and then we will discuss what has been happening.
I will, I don't know, does a trident have a sheath?
No.
I can probably strap it along my
Strap it
back.
on your back, though.
Yeah, I will put it along my back and then, like, walk, I don't know.
Are you
I'm
going to tell
assuming
your
Tho-
allies to?
Yeah,
Okay.
I'm assuming Tho is listening.
Well, they are, but um, so they kind of look at you for a bit, waiting for some kind of signal from you.
I put my trident up and say, "What's
Okay. As
let's
soon as you do
speak
that,
of this."
the two naked near you kind of put their spears. They take them from the ready position and kind of put them into a normal
Stabby
position.
position to the not stabby
Yep.
position.
And you see Tho unknock her arrow, and you hear Barsk at the same time saying, "Hey, what's going on? We got it all under control over here. Why are these guys still got their weapons?"
Barsk, we dealt with the mind control problem. Everyone should be chill. So
Well, that might explain why they seem so confused.
yeah, they probably don't remember a lot of the last like 6 months,
So,
something like that.
having diffused the situation, you're able to talk. Bars comes over to you guys. He's going to go through things, and Stradak
Just
uh,
swam.
suggests that they go sit near the fire. You guys all go sit near the fire and speak, and come to some sort of agreement.
Ring of fire.
So, what do you guys want to do? That's what she suggests. You guys can pick to do, or whatever you kind of want to do.
Well, I will certainly go to the fire. Rhux will go to the fire.
Okay.
Ring of fire.
It's time to
Going-
sit and discuss matters.
Indeed.
Maybe even break some bread or something like that.
Oh, don't break my bread.
We will re-break the bread that was broken before.
All right, so you guys kind of go over there, and Barsk comes over as well. And as you're kind of getting used to the things, Barsk is talking to you guys, and he's like, "Yeah, we saw the bird go, the raven. You remember the raven took off, and we started running, and a couple of arrows came from the nagas and that sort of stuff. But then as we kind of got closer, they all kind of stopped and started." Like looking around, acting confused. Possibly we killed a couple before we realized that they weren't fighting back. But what else were we gonna do? We thought they were gonna be resistance. We easily took the gate, and then at that point, as we got inside the gate, everybody seemed to be confused. So we just kind of rounded them up and put them into groups, and got a few of these little creatures. He points at one of the Kalions, kind of watching them for now. That's kind of all we got. I mean, and Tho comes over and says, yes, everyone, but these were the last. They seem to have wanted to defend themselves a bit more." And Stradak says, "Well, of course, you brandish weapons at us. We don't know what is going on. Let us speak. Let us understand."
It is understandable to be confused.
Stradak says, "It's good to have clarity again. The last time I had this was maybe a couple months ago, and it was very short last. I think it's very hard to understand. What do you wish? Why have you attacked us?" And Tho was like, "No, we are defending ourselves. You attacked us. You've been sacrificing our people for months."
All right, guys, let's calm down.
Stradak looks kind of confused. It's like, why would we do that? I mean,
I'll be like, all right.
At best, we are good trading partners. At worst, occasionally you provide us with something we don't really like or want. There's no need to attack you, though.
So I'm going to step in here.
Okay.
And ask again to Stradak if she remembers before things got cloudy, if her sister found some sort of skull.
Stradak says,
And also ask more about the caves of the usurper.
she says, "Well, usurper, if you haven't understood by now, is my sister.
Well, you said they were the caves of your sister's house.
Yes, this is where she lived.
Ah.
And she kind of
Fair
just
point.
gestures around the caves that are right here.
Fair point. Fair point.
She says, most of my memories of the past. She's like, what is the cycle? What is the season? And Tho says, it has been 6 months, 6 turns of the main moon. And she's like, oh, well, this makes this long. Don't understand how the. Regardless, about a month before your what you say this started, my sister disappeared as when she was taking a vision quest. She said she was taking it. She went into her hut and never came out. And when someone went to get her, she was gone. About a month later, she turned back up. She basically came back out of her hut as if she had never left. And she seemed somewhat different. She claimed she had made contact with the goddess, and that she could provide better leadership for the tribe. This seems odd to me that I would not have taken offense to this, but it seems I didn't. And I agreed with my sister, Tlasik. Everything after that, except for a few months ago, is a bit hazy, but I do remember better food, more gold and metal, things of that nature in the village. And Bart's like, yeah, I've seen a bunch of stuff. Like, they have some way better metal weaponry and stuff out there. Surprised they weren't using more of it, actually. Although
I wonder if they
didn't-
traded with.
I'm
with
assuming
smugglers.
Rhux is always translating at this point, just as an FYI.
Yes.
I do remember a day, about a month ago, when my sister walked to the village and when I was walking the village and I realized that some of the villagers were in the cages on the cliffside. As I talked to my sister about it and demanded to know why, she seemed to not understand at all why this was the case, why they were there. But at that point, my memory kind of goes fuzzy again until a little while ago, when we were being accosted by these Zarek villagers. Truly, I don't know what has been going on. Though kind of looks a little not confused, but you can see her lost in thought a bit. Before she says, I can speak for my mother. Let us discuss the terms of how we should resolve this. Tradak. And she kind of turns to you, Rhux, and says, we don't necessarily need you for this. Do what you will. That's kind of what she says. If you wish to stay around while they haggle over what's going to happen, you can. Otherwise, you guys don't have to. What are you guys going to do?
All I would tell her is to just keep in mind that most likely all of the perpetration was on her sister, who went through a portal and is no longer here.
Yes, I understand, but there are some ramifications for this.
Of
Ignorance
course.
is not a defense.
Yeah, I understand.
And Strata kind of nods a little bit about that, and you start hearing them start talking about, like, Tho kind of explains what's going on from her side, like, they started getting raided and taking all their stuff, like they said before, like you guys have already learned from them, and and Strata seems a little perturbed by this, like, holy cow, this is not something we would do, this is not something we want to do, and over the course of the next 30 minutes, they at least sort of hammer out a little bit of a thing of, like, the Nasalas will probably provide them with some extra things to help hunt them with them and things like that for a bit to help offset the fact that they've lost so many of their tribe and that sort of stuff. They come to some amicable agreement, at least something that Tho seems okay with. What are you guys doing?
Well, does that any indication of how that explains how they got so much the better weaponry and the more food and everything? Were they just stealing it?
My theory would be that they might have by they I mean the priestess whose name I've already forgotten because I'm bad. Might have at some point met the smugglers that we are now living in their den and maybe traded with them for stuff. That's the only explanation I can come up with so far.
Or they sacrificed him.
Also a possibility. The third thinking would be she does say that the sister disappeared for a whole month and just seemed to come back out of her hut. And we saw that she was able to open portals. So maybe she went into a portal, went out of the portal somewhere else, stole some crap, and then went back in and back out.
Well, I mean, she sort of gestured
because we don't know what's in there.
Her area, so. What do you guys
And did
wanna do?
we ever find out which god or goddess was
No,
quote unquote possessing her?
we do not.
No.
I don't think.
So we could explore this area and see if there's something else
you want.
down here.
No,
We can
Rhux wants
start
to
with her
go.
tent.
I'm not
Rhux wants to
stopping you.
go back down and look in the killing.
Maybe
chamber
we
bit.
should look where she did her vision quest.
I think all she said she just went into a hut, like her hut.
Yeah,
Which-
maybe there's an artifact she found in there or something.
But I think it's just a hut.
What's down here? I'm looking around.
Give me an escape artist, so an acrobatics check as you try to squeeze yourself in there, Hylough. It's pretty narrow.
Well, I wasn't going to do too much there, but I'm going to get stuck.
You don't get stuck. You can get enough to kind of see in there, but you can't squeeze yourself all the way through. You can see the following. Let me give you a thing. Narrow opening leads to a larger cavern where several mounds of eggs are found. These eggs are about the size of ostrich eggs and show several different base colors, typically green, red, and black, although you see some other colors in there, with some pale brown spots. There are at least 30 or 40 eggs inside there that you can see, and there may be more. It's hard to tell.
I'm gonna be like, hey,
Oh.
bro, that's probably their nursery. You probably should.
Yeah, I'm going to like say, hey, is this your nursery over here? Is this where you keep your babies?
You can see that all four of these people back there are very, very, like, they want to do something with their weapons, but they know that they shouldn't because of what's going on and all the other people that are around. They seem very perturbed that you're kind of over there.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm
Well,
gonna be like,
sorry.
let's
No
not go
problem.
there.
Sorry.
It's all good.
Don't mind me.
I want to. Rhux wants to cross this plank bridge and go into this room.
Okay. Looking inside there, you can see there is an area here. Sure, you can see it. There's an area
Yeah, I can see
here
it.
that meant on the video
yeah.
looks like it's got like it's a place like it's about 2 feet high, and then there's a place where there looks like you can see the remnants of what was once a fire, like it's like wood, burnt wood, and stuff like that. Also, you can see. Okay, so it has it's a crude forge in the western corner and a crude stone anvil right here.
Mhm.
Now, some metal spear points are sitting on some tables, and a hammer and tongs are leaning up against the anvil. So it's not a metal anvil, but it is a crude form of a stone one. But there are some metal pieces of spear points and stuff on here.
What's on the table with stuff on it? Just more of the same thing.
Yeah, it's more the same stuff.
Okay,
You
so
know,
it's like an
hammer and
armory.
stuff like that.
It's an armory, basically.
Blacksmith.
Yeah, that's what I meant. Yeah. Okay.
So,
I'm
but a
up
very
with that theory.
crude one. Like looking it over, even to your eye, the spear points don't look very. I mean, you're a warrior. You're partially a warrior. To your eye, the spear points look a little crude and not very well made.
Slightly bad.
I mean, if you want to do an intelligence check, I can give you some more information about it.
Sure, why not?
Yeah,
I don't know.
They don't look very good. That's all.
This is some ugly spear points.
Anybody else doing anything? Praedyth, Aaron, Iylis.
Just some general exploration on my part.
Okay.
Can I get my bird back down or something?
You don't not sense your bird at all.
Okay.
You have not sensed your bird since the vision you had.
Okay.
And you could ask Barsk if he knows if
Right.
the bird's still up there.
Right. I'm gonna ask, I told you, I would like to ask to anyone that was out there. Hey, have you seen my bird?
Boris is like, no, but I mean, I'm not looking for it. We were fighting for a bit and then rounding people up. I mean, why would I look for a bird? So,
Yeah.
no, I haven't seen it.
I'm gonna try and just walk around and see if I can,
All right, so
like, maybe I'm out of range. So if I walk to a certain spot,
all right, so you're just
I'll
going to
get
try to
in
walk through the
range.
village and try to see if you can.
I'm gonna try and see if I can find them.
All right, so you start doing that. What else is other people doing?
Who's up there in the corner?
Great, my head is literally.
That's Penbro's up in the
invisible.
corner, actually.
So I'm going to be down here in the southwest. Just doesn't look like there's anything here.
It's a passageway that kind of just narrows, like it's almost like a crevasse. It just narrows to a point, and there's a crack in there, but there's no way for you to get through it.
I don't think there's anything over here, right?
That particular spot up there, yeah, it's just sort of an empty cavern area. There's maybe some refuse and stuff in there, but not much.
Gotcha.
I mean, if no one else wants to explore anything up here, I wanted to go back down to
I'll remind you,
the chamber thing.
there's a bunch of huts and a cavern up here.
Oh, is that what's up there?
Yes,
Oh, I thought Penbro was up there.
he is up there. In fact, well, technically, you don't know which one of these he's in. So, given that, I will hide him.
Well, now I'm over here. What's in the big hut?
All right, so going into the set of hut are tucked away in a natural cavern. Inside the first hut, the one you're in, Rhux, is a single room filled with various herbs, bones, dried meats, and other rustic things. The smell consists of an amalgam of natural candles merged with a variety of herbs. Underneath several candles on the western wall is a crude desk. In the center lies a rug made from some strange beast. Shelves around the rest of the hut contain various herbs, jars, bones, and meats. It's typically what you would expect to find probably in a shaman's kind of typical hut.
Hmm.
Does anybody have any sort of detect magic on or anything like that going?
I can. Let me see what I got.
Is it lovin'?
I might be able to font of magic. I don't have any spells left.
There are two other huts, by the way.
Yeah, I can do that.
No, I'm just not.
I'm gonna use use my font of magic to cast detect magic.
Okay. Detect magic lasts for. Not worried about what it does, but 10 minutes. You'll have 10 minutes of detect magic.
Very cool.
So where are you headed?
I'm heading to the huts.
All right.
Running around the huts. Where are they again?
Where Rhux is at.
Yeah, it's in the northwest corner.
These huts up here.
Gotta move.
These huts over here are different.
What's good over here?
As you kind of head over here to look at the huts,
good. You know what it's
Kalion are in there already, and these guys look perturbed as you go over there.
Do I see anything?
Looking around in there, there is a gnarled stick on the desk, which does glow.
Can I tell what kind of magic it is?
The kind that I'm not going to tell you. No,
Stick magic.
I just have to look at what it is.
But I know I can
No,
detect
you
it.
don't know until I look it up. Then you know.
It's stick magic.
I have to look it up, is all.
No, illegal.
It is evocation magic.
Ooh. Okay. This might be something of interest. I'm gonna keep looking for other things.
So you head into another one, and heading into there, you discover Penvro is kind of busily picking up some scrolls and papers that are kind of on a table and on some desks. So HUD is ransacked as if someone was looking for something. A chair is overturned next to a table. Various scrolls of vellum and parchment sit scattered on the table and the floor. A set of furs piled up on the northern side look to have been a bed of some sort, but hasn't seen use in at least a couple of days.
Got it.
And now you're not sure if the ransacking is because Penvro ransacked it, or if it was already that way and he's just kind of going through and picking things up. But he's definitely picking up all these papers and stuff.
I see.
They have the scrolls and parchments and that sort of stuff. You have a very faint glow, like very faint. It's not
like
not
they
very
might be
powerful.
ritual scrolls or something
They're not
like
very
that.
powerful magic, but it would be. Just have to look at what the magic would be. It is conjuration magic, but it's very faint.
Interesting. Maybe
Penro's like,
scroll.
I'm just, this all looked very interesting. It's written in ancient Malazan. I was trying to gather it up so we could try to figure out what it says.
Well, try not to damage the evidence as much as you can. Who knows what
evidence?
any of these...
What kind of evidence are you speaking of?
Where I'm looking for something that might have, been controlling the snake people.
I don't think this is it. He kind of pulls up one page and he says, "This looks like a conversation. This is very strange. These are definitely two." As he's kind of reading through it a little bit more, he's like, "Definitely two different writing styles, but the penmanship is exactly the same. Very strange. Seems to be for lack of a better term, it seems to be a discussion about portals."
Interesting.
That's what we're looking for.
That would be really interesting to have. We kind of need that to solve these.
You can tell them that there's magic on them.
Yeah, it looks like those are magical.
It's why I'm here.
That's why I'm here.
It's why I'm here.
It's magical. Doesn't seem magical.
Yeah, it looks.
It's just a discussion.
Oh, I guess I can do this thing where I
put goggles on and all of a sudden everything is cool.
They're not goggles. I just
he continues to kind
shoot
of
lasers at my eyes.
Pick up all the stuff and try to gather them all together into sort of some semblance of
cool
order.
Good. All right. Well, I'm gonna keep.
Before
I might go over to this hut.
The last hut seems to be just. It seems to be mostly just a place for storage and stuff like that. So it's got some clothing in it. It's got a few shelves and things like that, which there's some food on, like some dried meat and stuff like that. That looks to be more food ready than what you saw in the other one, which would seem to be more components for something.
Got it. Well, I definitely want to do an Arcana check on the stick.
On the stick? You want to do an Arcana check?
Yeah, I want to...
An Arcana check's not going to tell you much other than it's magical, which you already know.
Yeah, well, I was going to see if I could...
Maybe I'll
take it to Praedyth.
Yeah, I mean...
some other wizardly fellows.
If you want to do an Arcana check, it's going to take several... Like, Identify will tell you what it is right away. Arcana check version of things is going to take time. Like, you're going to sit there and experiment with it for several hours. So, that's all I'm trying to do.
I might want to spend some downtime trying to figure that out.
I'm just letting you know.
Keep it on me. I'm going to show everybody else.
You kind of have started to walk out through the water, out towards the village and that sort of stuff. You're not seeing or hearing or feeling any connection to that bird. It's like
the bird is dead.
Where at all?
Pardon?
Nowhere at all.
Yeah, nowhere at all. You've went through
Can
around the
I
entire village.
try and do? I want to try and do. I think it was like a short rest or something where I can summon the bird back to me.
Sure, you can try to do that.
Isn't it? I think
again,
you're just
it'll take about
summoning
an
a new
hour,
bird.
But,
Yeah, I'm.
all right, so you're going to
I'm
start
trying to find the bird.
spending your time, your short rest, so you can try to get the bird back.
Yeah.
All right.
I want
What's
my
anybody else
bird.
doing?
Aren't there more?
My void.
You said there's more huts over here on the.
Yes, but as you try to go to those, these people look angry. And Stratic says, "Those are my huts."
Very protective now, aren't we?
Let's
Just
not
because I am being
antagonize.
nice to you and allowing you to look over my sister's thing does not mean that you should be rude and look at my thing.
Exactly.
As Rhux translates.
Exactly, Hylough. Let's let the people have their
Arlo.
privacy.
Hylough.
I said Hylough, my bad. It's the accent, I'm sorry.
We agreed then, says Stratic, and Thao's like, yes, this will be acceptable, I think, to my mother. We will leave you to your things, and I will collect some of the stuff that we have agreed upon now with my compatriots, and we will go. And she starts heading more into the village. So as she kind of gives a thing to the signal to her men that were over by.
We got John in here.
By where she was at.
Yep, just got here.
The melon camp? No.
So yeah, what do you guys? Are you guys gonna follow her out? What do you want to do?
I still wanted to maybe go look at the sacrifice chamber again, just for a quick second. I was just curious about some stuff we didn't really. I don't remember some of the things that happened last time. So I wanted to go look real quick.
I'm not going to stop you. What are you guys doing?
That sounds like a good plan. So how do we get
Yeah,
there?
second past the sacrifice chamber.
So you
We
guys
like
wanna
came
go
up to
back
make
into
sure
the
that-
thing.
Just for a second.
Okay. Right one. All right, so you guys come back down in. Praedyth, you're not coming down, are you? Because you're taking a short rest. I'm going to delete you out of this.
Yeah, I'm not coming down.
Penro's also not coming back down in. So, the rest of you kind of come back in. All right, what are you guys doing?
Moving down the hallway.
I collided with the wall. Boink, boink. We never opened this door.
I don't believe so.
I'm gonna open the door.
It looks locked. It looks closed. So,
Can I open it?
you
Is
want?
it like unlocked?
That's a good question. It looks like it. I don't know. Try to open it.
I think it was locked when I tried it, but I'm not sure.
No, it's not locked.
It's
Oh,
not
okay.
locked. What's in here?
This room is filled with crates, barrels, and sacks. Some large scratch marks lead from south wall to the door as if something heavy was dragged along the floor. The walls are covered with iconography which has been broken, and shards of the rock from the iconography can be found on the floor. There's a whole bunch of crates, sacks, bunch of that stuff in there.
Anything?
I want to before we open anything.
Some barrels.
I want to look. I'm going to investigate for trapped items.
Okay, give me an investigation roll then. You do not find any trapped items.
Well, that's good enough for me. I'm going to open one of these boxes.
All right. So you're opening up one of the crates.
Yep.
Well, let me roll a d10, and that's the one you'll open. Because there are 10 of them. All right, so it is. I rolled a 5, but do it again. Because this thing is done. All right, so number 8. Opening up one of them, you find that there looks to be like tanned leather. This looks to be like maybe it was goat leather. Maybe it's like it's a small the size of a goat inside of it, as well as some sheep leather in there.
Yeah.
Guys, doing anything else?
Well, can I open another box?
There's 10 of them. There's 3 barrels, 10 crates, and a bunch of sacks, and a couple saddlebags.
Is Dresd'a helping, or do I need to go help?
Yeah, I'm helping.
So,
I'm gonna search these barrels where I'm at.
all right.
Rhux is going to continue to open the boxes.
Dresd'a opens up the first one, and popping it open, you see a sort of a black powder inside.
Gunpowder.
Rhux,
Why would they have gunpowder?
you open
You saw all the
up-
stuff that they said they had up there. Further lends to the idea that maybe they traded with the smuggler people.
You
Or they
opened
killed
up
the
a
smuggler.
crate. You open up another crate, Rhux, and inside is a bunch of wood, but it's like chunks that are maybe a foot to 2 feet long, and the wood looks strange to you. It's not like it's pine or oak or anything like that. It's darker woods.
Can I perform some sort of nature check on it?
Sure.
See if I can figure what type of wood it is.
Not sure what type of wood it is. Looks like wood to you.
This is some neat looking wood.
Yeah.
Let me see that wood.
I'll hand him some of the wood.
It's like just mahogany and cherry and that sort of stuff, like exotic woods.
Hardwood. It's cool. These are stuff you
So
carve stuff from.
more things that they could get from traders or smugglers.
Possibly.
I'm gonna open another box.
Okay. Opening up another one, you find basically a bunch of cotton. Like
Okay, I'm beginning
unspun
to.
cotton. It's just,
I'm thinking that they must
Raw
have gotten
cotton.
this stuff from the smugglers. I don't think I need to open the rest of these.
Dresd'a, opening up another barrel, you find it contains a bunch of apples and water.
Apples and water.
Yep.
And do I recognize the black powder as like gunpowder, or is
You
it
have to
something
give
else?
me an intelligence check.
Intelligent?
Yep.
Intelligence.
Helihenthia.
And black powder or gunpowder isn't something you would normally have access to or have seen, given your background.
Okay.
But you can give me an intelligence check to see if maybe you have. Yeah, unfortunately, you've never.
We're doing
never
real
come
well
across
today.
it. It's got a very acrid smell to it, and you taste a little bit of it, and it tastes doesn't taste very good. So it's not anything like ground up coffee or anything like that. You're not sure, but you're not sure what it is.
I mean, hey, if you think it's gunpowder, show it to the gunslinger. Maybe he knows.
Yeah, I was gonna say, what have you got there?
Can I show it to is it Marcus or Mark?
Marcus is the gunslinger, yes.
Yeah.
Marcus is the
Yeah, that's
Did I recognize any of the stuff he was carrying? Like, could I say, hey, do you recognize any of this? And
Well, he doesn't have any gunpowder, so but
Oh.
because
but does he know what gunpowder looks like?
I'm sure it's possible. Sure.
Hey, do you recognize this stuff, anybody?
So
So Marcus and them.
Marcus, it definitely
Oh.
looks like gunpowder of some sort. The rest of you would have to give me an intelligence check.
yeah, that's definitely. I'll check it out.
It's clearly gunpowder.
All right.
Yeah,
Well,
it's definitely gunpowder. I could definitely use
As
that.
Dresd'a puts her torch over top of it, it says, "Hey,
Yeah,
does this
don't
look
do
like
that.
gunpowder?"
Don't do that.
I feel like they'll have a very real possibility. Killing us immediately. The campaign over?
No. Well, given the
Boom.
current hit points you guys have, yeah, probably.
Yeah, I feel like some of us would just die.
Yeah.
That's pretty good.
So if
Opening-
Rhux is not going to open any more crates, I'll finish opening the rest of
Yeah, I mean, up to you
them.
guys.
Moving around.
I think I had one more barrel, right?
There is one more barrel. Opening up that, there's a strange looking fruit inside, or there's a strange looking. Let me see if I can give you a description of it real quick. There's sort of a yellowish fruit that's about, maybe about the size of a pepper, but it's got sort of a star shape to it, and there's just tons of that in water.
Star fruit.
But again, not something normally seen, so you'd probably have to give me an intelligence if you've seen it before. Another one of the crates has 3 alabaster busts in it of just 3 different people. They're all men. The looks of it, they look like maybe they're probably diary, but it's hard to tell given this sort of thing. Yeah, Dresd'a, you're not sure what this fruit is.
They didn't trade for this. They stole this.
No, maybe.
I mean, why would they want this?
Well, then they probably found the smugglers and killed them and took all their stuff.
Right, yeah. That's what I'm thinking. So.
That would probably be a good guess, yes. So, I mean, the stuff before was trade. It sounds like something they would trade for, but this probably not. Well, the only thing I could think of is maybe I don't know, maybe the priestess thought it would do something with her thing.
Yeah. Fake people. Maybe this is.
Maybe she thought she could put the brains in it and they would feel better about themselves. It would give them an ego boost because they look nicer.
Yeah, that's it.
I don't know. That's all I got.
Opening up the rest of the stuff, there's another crate of cotton. There's 2 crates of a variety of furs. There's a crate of spices. In this case, it's like pepper, cumin, salt, that sort of stuff. It's more traditional cooking spices. There's 1 crate of ammunition, which holds 100 arrows, 100 bolts, and 100 lead shot. There's 1 more crate, which has leather in it, which is some cow leather and some sheep leather. And that's all the crates. The sacks.
Did you say there were 2 sacks? Yeah, sorry.
There's a bunch of sacks. The 5 sacks contain a bunch of grains, in this case, corn, barley, oats, and rice. 1 sack is a sack of a variety of nuts, walnuts, hickory nuts, that sort of stuff. And then there are 2 saddlebags, but they're filled with clothes. And as you pull out the clothes and start to look at them, the style of the clothes seems off.
Might I make an intelligence check to figure out why?
Can you try? Yes.
Do I get to use any special skill or no?
No, it's intelligence.
Just intelligence.
Yeah, I mean, it's kind of a history if you want, if you have a history.
I don't have history.
Okay, well, 10's enough. It's just a style. It's like an archaic style. Maybe 15, 30 years old.
Well, that would make sense then.
Bell bottoms and such.
I mean,
yes, correct.
Think of it as clothing that's about 30 years out of date. It's still
'cause they've
serviceable.
only been-
You could wear it and that sort of stuff. It's just.
Yeah,
It's
but
just-
it wouldn't make sense to our idea that they killed smugglers and stole this recently because this is old.
That would be old stuff, yes.
Although it could just be they were wearing old clothes.
Well,
they're
I think
not
that
wearing clothes at all. Like, this is clothes typically used by a human of some sort.
No, I meant like with the theory we were having where they killed some smugglers and took all this stuff. The smugglers might have been wearing really.
But that
old
seems to be
clothes.
everything that's in there.
Oh, we're gonna take all the ammunition.
We should maybe wait to take stuff just because it's a very tenuous diplomatic situation right now. So I think we should try to close everything up and then maybe ask if we can have some of the stuff before we leave. But we should not just, you saw how those people were up there. We shouldn't just steal stuff. It's not going to result in good things.
Give me an intelligence check, Rhux.
Okay. Am I too stupid to know that?
No, you remember that the chieftain up there said What cigarettes? What things under
She
the
doesn't.
cigarette?
Yeah, and where did all this stuff come from? And she doesn't know anything.
Oh,
It's very clear
Wow.
she doesn't know about this down here.
Yeah. So I
Or
would definitely
she
like to
might
get-
now because you guys opened up the secret door and went down in it while she was sitting there while they were doing stuff
Well,
there.
you know,
But before, it's very clear she didn't know about it.
I'd like to get something ammo and gunpowder.
yeah. I mean, we could just take whatever we want then.
Yeah.
If we really
what I
need
would
to, we
do.
can just leave the other way we
You
came in.
can't. You guys, even amongst all of you, can't carry all the stuff that's currently in here. There's just
I'm
too
not-
much.
Oh, I don't want to carry all of it. I'm just curious some of the
I'm
useful stuff.
Just letting you know.
Yeah, I was.
Well, a
gonna
lot
get,
of
like,
this could be useful.
I
There's
mean,
food.
I'm not saying you couldn't get it over time. I'm just saying if you were to take it right now, you cannot take it all right now. There's just
Could
too
you
much.
lock the
I-
door or maneuver it further down so that they won't, so we could have it and they wouldn't necessarily find it as quickly because she's still up above, all right, the priestess. She hasn't come
There's
down
no
here
priestess
with us.
up there.
Who are we speaking of that saw us go down here?
The chieftain.
The chieftain. Yeah.
Okay,
The
The chieftain hasn't come down to see any of this stuff. They just know there's a opening now. So if we move it now, they may not find it. Is all I'm
Yeah.
saying.
Okay. Take some time to move this stuff.
Where are you going to move it to?
Farther away from this. Well, we're
Not
heading back
here.
toward the. We're heading back toward the
I just
temple
wanted to
chamber
see because
thing.
I couldn't remember from last time if there was iconography on the walls.
Yeah. There was. It's been broken in this chamber.
Yeah. But I wanted to go look in like the main killing area to see if there was something particular.
You guys
I
have
don't
the
know if we
power to do what you want to do.
I
Where's
just don't
our
remember if we
professor
spent a lot
guy?
of time.
He did not come down with you.
Because he might say something about the iconography, why they destroyed it. Maybe it's the opposite.
He stayed up there, so did Praedyth. So both of your archaeologists did not come down.
All right. Well, let's just grab and we can roll barrels and we can.
You want to
Scoot
roll a barrel of
boxes.
gunpowder? That sounds like a great plan.
Well,
It's
I mean, does somebody
not
have a
unstable.
hammer and nails to put it back, to put the tops back on?
I
Of
don't
the
know about
barrels?
No. that forge might.
I'm just pointing out that, like, you've taken the tops off and things. So
I
broken them
think we
open
should
and stuff.
come back to
I wouldn't say
this
you've broken
and
them
do
open.
everything
You've,
else first.
you've opened
Yeah.
them up, so you'd have to, like, at least for the barrels, if you're going to roll them, you have to figure out a way to get the top back on.
Okay.
'Cause
Well,
as Marcus pointed out, they didn't know about any of this stuff.
Right.
And as Rhux somehow remembered, they didn't know about what we were talking about under here. So she doesn't know anything about what's in here.
Again.
Now they know that there's a secret entrance,
Yes.
but we could, I don't know, lay claim to things. I think we should take care of everything else we're gonna do first. So that way we can A, get tools to make sure we don't lose anything, and B,
well, I will take some gunpowder and enough bullets
fine.
to make my guns useful. So like 20 rounds.
that sounds like a great plan.
Do you have a
yeah.
horn? Because it's all just in a barrel, so.
Yeah. I got water skin. I could dump the
Yeah,
water
you can
out
do that if you'd like.
and let it
Yeah,
dry.
I spend all the time trying.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I will remind you that you did find some horns back in the tower, but that doesn't mean you necessarily brought one with you. So,
Well, yeah. I mean, we can always.
yeah, I just reminding you of that. But
I have a
Thank you.
pouch of some sort. I could just put the pouch into my whatever's in the pouch in my backpack, and he can just load it up with.
yeah, that's fine. I'm
I mean,
not saying,
I would,
again,
I
not
would
saying you can't
also,
take it. It's just how do you want to take it?
I would also point out that most likely the Naga are probably feeling pretty amicable. For the most part, probably.
You're just trying to justify this, Rhux. Come on, it's ours. We earned this.
Sure.
Okay.
I was just saying we could probably just take it, but I don't know if we need to grab
Yeah, I
everything
just
right
wanted a
now.
little bit right now to reload my guns. I think I'm down to like 4 or 3 shots though.
Yeah. That'd be nice.
All right.
So,
So
it's
what
good
do
to
you
have
guys do?
weaponry.
What else you guys doing next?
I was
Hylough,
gonna go this
I'll
way.
remind you this hall showed a variety of scenes on the walls on either side of the scenes. On the western wall depict growing seasons, different crops, different growing techniques, and the sacrifice of plant and animal life. The scenes on the eastern wall depict cataclysms related to water and famine, man-eating plants, droughts, and the sacrifice of people. These scenes are of different sizes, some of the size of 1 block, so 1 by 1 foot, and others over 10 feet in width. Some scenes show the passage of time as they transition between various time frames in the scene. Just remind you guys of that.
Cool.
You said they're east and west. The east.
Western side seems to be positive. Eastern side seems to be negative.
Does that mirror the way the buildings were when we first came in? Remember, some buildings were good and some were bad.
Well, it's flipped.
Oh, okay.
It's flipped.
Never mind. Had a theme. Had a scheme, but never mind.
Yeah.
It seems to be flipped. Is all.
I know we peeked into this room
you
here.
were in this room last time, but
did we look at
there's
this
two
many
pools in the
times?
chamber. An altar on the dais sits on the eastern wall. The duology motif, the Malazant Pantheon, is seen on the northern and southern walls, as well as the two pools. Both pools are dry and have seen some better days, as portions of the masonry have cracked and fallen into disrepair. On the altar are two small golden statues showing a naga creature, hands outstretched.
I'm not triggering any traps or anything like that. I'm not here.
I don't know. Doesn't seem like it so far.
I'll touch one of those hands outstretched.
Okay.
See what happens.
Give me a dexterity saving throw. No, you don't have to.
Oh.
As the giant boulder crashes through the ceiling.
Nothing seems to happen.
Anybody else want to grab the other hand while I grab this hand?
I mean, it just looks like the same statue you've been seeing all over this place, just in smaller form on the thing.
All right. I'll look around for any secret doors or something like that by chance.
Give me an investigation. Searching around the room, other than sort of the duology nature sort of thing, you don't notice any secret doors or anything like that.
Okay. Well, let's skedaddle from here. Poof.
Okay.
So which way did we come from before? I'm confused. I'm not a dwarf.
You
I can do
give me
a
an intelligence
survival
check or a survival check, and either one. A survival check or an intelligence check will probably give you a possibility.
Ow!
I wish you have no clue.
Where am I?
In fact, you're totally turned about. However, Hylough, you remember coming from this way.
Okay.
So
we came from that direction. This would be new discovery going
you've never
this way,
been that way,
guys.
correct? To my knowledge,
Oh, you don't want to go this way and
actually
explore?
That's not entirely true. You've seen both ways, actually.
Did we go far?
I think you saw into some of this, so you saw enough of it. Somebody came and looked around the corner, is what I think happened, and that was it. But it is a hall that leads to one of these sort of.
This is on the other side of
that's on the other side, correct?
I don't know how much exploring we should do because I mean I'm not hit wise in a great spate. I'm like an 8. So
I've only got like 2. I've got 3 hit
Aaron's
points.
got 1, but whatever. You guys do what you want to do. I'm just here to provide entertainment.
I just wanted to go down and look at iconography. That's it. All I wanted to do was go look at iconography in here real quick because I wanted to see if there was something we could gather from it. She's talked about a goddess. I was just curious if we could figure out which one.
The goddess stuff. There is a goddess here, but it's the same stuff you've been seeing before.
So it's still just the rain one that we've been talking about the whole time?
Rain and water and harvest.
And I guess there's nothing up here? No, I guess...
I mean, we definitely going to explore further, but yeah, I just wouldn't recommend... I mean, another time we should explore. I don't think we should.
The only thing we hadn't explored was the place where Penbro ran up At least that I can see.
I don't know. You look up,
Well,
it goes to a dead
we
end.
had the other ziggurat, right?
The hall leads down to a dead end. However, braziers flare on either side of the hall as you get up to there. I forgot about that. These turn on as you get up there. But it is
another ziggurat.
But it is a dead end to the hall.
Can I feel on this wall?
What do you want to do?
I want to investigate the wall.
All right, well, give me an investigation roll then. Seems like a normal wall.
Can I get the higher number for once, just please?
Seems like a normal wall.
On any roll.
Let me help him out. Or not.
You actually hindered me. You distracted me.
Gotta make your
hold on.
say, wah, wah,
If you
wah.
actually are going to help him out, then Rhux makes the roll, but he gets advantage on it.
Oh, okay.
Technically. So as you guys are looking around, and Rhux, you actually do find that there is something odd about the wall.
I would like to feel along the wall to figure out what's odd.
Seems like maybe it could potentially be a door.
Oh,
all right, before I open the door,
let's go.
Let's make it so we don't die, shall
Hold
we?
on. Aaron, Marcus, Iylis, Dresd'a, what you guys doing real quick?
Before I open the door, I'm going to go get my compatriots, or at least inform them I found a door.
I'm kind of just staying back and I'm keeping them in eye shot, but
Where are
I'm not
they?
really trying to get killed.
This extra. You see how over by where we came in
Over around different
before
spot.
we fought them, there was this little
I just
extra.
want, you don't necessarily put yourself over there. Just do you want to go over to where they're actually at?
Yes, I do.
Have you been keeping
Yeah.
up with them? Is sort of what I'm kind of asking.
Yeah, I would like to keep up with them. That's okay.
So I mean, from that sense, I just know you're kind of over near them, even though you're not necessarily over there. All right. Same with you, Aaron.
Yes.
Cole. Are you staying over near them? What are you doing?
Yeah. I'm keeping a respectful distance, though. Given my near-deathness.
Lack of hit points.
All right.
one
So
might say.
what are you doing?
Well, if I first will ask if we have any of the whatchamacallit left.
I don't know. What's the whatchamacallit?
The healing gun thing.
Nope. It
Okay,
has
we
been
don't.
completely used up.
Oh, you are out of gun.
All right. So either I open this door and we risk death, or we just come back tomorrow.
I don't think there's a choice there. I think one is way much better decision. And I'll be
do it.
leaving the room now.
Yeah,
Let's do
I think we should. I think we should come back tomorrow. A lot of us are going to die if there's
Oh,
anything on the other
okay.
side of this door.
All right, we'll come back tomorrow.
Yeah, well, we will come back to this door.
I mean, you could always take a short rest.
Oh, that's true.
Yeah.
Do I have
nothing
any
better
of
to
them?
do.
I have one.
Yeah, I'm gonna say I don't have hit dice left.
I'm just
I have
telling you,
one.
there's other options. All right. So what are you guys doing?
I have got Jack.
Give me a short rest and then I'll do it.
All
I'll
right.
do my one
Okay.
hit die.
All right.
Hylough we will take a short rest. I
All right.
guess.
So you guys start to take a short rest. After about half an hour, Praedyth, your short rest is over. The bird does not appear.
Oh no.
That's tragic.
I start praying.
You also don't feel like any of the, you have certain spell slots and stuff like that. You also don't feel that power that would normally flow through you after taking the short rest.
Yeah, I start praying.
All right, so you start praying. And we'll come back to that. Half an hour after that, you guys get your short rest.
Do I have to rebind or anything like that?
Only
Or
on
am
a
I
long
still
rest.
Okay, just double checking.
Only on a long rest.
I got max hit points. Let's go.
What'd I get?
6.
6. Ooh.
Everybody else using.
I have nothing. I literally.
Y'all
No,
might
it's
be-
fine. I just asking.
Yeah.
I think
Y'all might
either
be dragging
Dresd'a
it
or
I think
around.
I'm
I should
probably
open
going to
this
go back
door.
up and
Oh, I don't have any
Are we
hit die.
gonna-
I thought I did.
Hey,
Whoops.
Dresd'a, you want to go open the door? Dresd'a?
She said she'd open the door.
Oh, okay. That'd be nice.
Who did Aaron cure himself?
Yeah.
So
Okay.
I would do that
I'm
as
out of
well,
hit
but
dice.
I don't have any spell slots left. So I can't really help you.
I would do it too, but I don't cast things.
Oh, she opened the door.
Opening the door reveals.
Looks like the
following.
Death Star.
Entering this room, I need to do something real quick.
Are we gonna die?
Just be prepared to close the door back.
Why are we
Entering
doing
this room,
this?
several braziers light up. In the center are 2 stone tables with strange circles carved in them. On the floor beneath the tables is another larger circle inscribed with runes and designs. Strangely, the walls here are unadorned by iconography, in stark contrast to the rest of the temple complex. Along the western wall are the remains of clay pots and ancient wood. On the eastern wall is a stone door with iron bands, which you can barely just see. It's
Cool.
All right, guys. I'm going back to the up because
Uh-oh.
this is not going to end well. I'll check. I'll let you know. We'll see you back at camp or up there, whichever.
or in hell, whichever happens to be the case.
Yeah, exactly.
All right, so
Do I
Marcus
recognize
heads
any
back
of the
up.
stuff on the bottom? Do I recognize anything on the floor?
You
Like
can
any of the
give
inscription?
me a Arcana check, a religion check. Marcus, I'm deleting you from this particular level.
Thank you.
You are now
Yes.
headed back up. Actually, I have to do it from the other way.
Intelligence check.
This second. Marcus is gone. I said a Arcana check or a religion check is what I said, not an intelligence check.
All of those are the same as this.
I did Arcana.
Actually, Arcana is irrelevant here. Sorry, it has to be a religion check. So 12 is not enough. You don't recognize anything on it.
Religion?
Yep.
Religion.
Religiousness.
Yeah.
Wah, wah.
Wah.
Anybody else want to check anything? Anybody else going in there? Iylis, you going in there or not? Are you heading away like Marcus did?
I'm just standing here at the door.
What about Iylis?
I mean, can I attempt a religion check just because that's everybody else
sure,
is?
you
Or...
can try, but I mean,
Yeah, I'm gonna make an Arcana check. Sorry.
Religion.
Arcana is irrelevant here. None of this looks
Oh,
arcanic.
okay.
your
Never
religion.
mind.
Yeah.
I know nothing.
I'm just saying,
You can still
Arcana
try.
doesn't look like any. This does not look arcanic,
This
arcane to you.
looks occult.
It looks more occult, yeah. Yeah. You guys aren't sure what this is for.
It's weird.
There's
How
a door
about
there.
before we do anything? How about I go grab our resident Malazan fanatic? Also known as Pepper.
Dresd'a opened the door, so
Oh, well,
as you know, that's what Dresd'a does.
guess we'll die. He'll be fine. What's in the door?
You see a long hallway.
Intriguing.
A door to the south and 3 doors. It ends, and there's 3 doors to the north.
I will advance wearily.
It can mean only one thing.
What does it mean?
There's 3 doors in the hallway.
There's actually 4 doors, so you.
There's technically 4 doors. There's 3 to the north, 1 to the south.
Oh, okay.
Cat opens
Okay,
up the
I
door.
was.
Rows of small hollowed holes with the width and height of a body have been carved into the walls of this hall. Most of them contain some sort of wrapped corpse, but a couple are empty or contain a skeleton.
Can we close the door?
Oh, cool.
That sounds like a good idea. I'll open the one below us.
All right, give me 1 second.
Sorry, I said I don't think there's anything in there I want. Let the dead rest.
Oh, well, I just wanted you to close it because I don't want to get attacked by zombies today.
How does that-
Skellies.
Either one.
Ooh,
They all
this
suck.
one looks interesting though.
This dead's not going to rest here.
something's
Let's go say
off.
hi to the resting dead guy.
Death shall not rest.
Just a second. I have to see if I might have accidentally done something wrong.
Were we
Like-
supposed to die?
No.
Like not
No,
attack
no,
us.
no. It's not that. It's just, yeah, for some reason the one I clicked on didn't have the right data in it. Braziers light this room up as you enter. In the center sits an ornate stone sarcophagus with the relief of a naga on the top. Several clay pots sit around the room, but otherwise the room is bare. And yes, that looks like a armored knight. That's the best I got for a symbol. So it's actually a naga on it.
Can I investigate it around it to see if I recognize who it is, what it says or whatever?
Do you know Malazan?
No.
Then you look at it and go, I have no idea what this is or who this is.
Hey,
Rhux.
dude, don't you speak this language?
Oh,
No.
close the door. Open the door.
I was trying to click me. Rhux will read the thing.
Looking at as you kind of look it over, there are no discerning marks about who might be in it or anything like that. It's just got a bunch of runes on it.
And I can't read it?
It's not Malazan runes, no. It's not. It's ancient Malazan. So it's you really can't understand it.
Do I know if Penbro can read it?
He might be able to figure out eventually, but
You
I
take
don't
a
want to
rest
take him.
or
I don't want
something?
to take him over by the dead people. He's gonna do something stupid.
What are you guys doing?
Well, if I can't read it, I'm not opening it. Both
Oh,
to
Nah.
respect
You wanna
the
take
dead
a-
people.
I don't
and
want to open it either. Did you want to take a rubbing or something?
Sure. Why not? That might not be bad.
You guys got parchment and
I
charcoal?
do. I do.
I don't know.
I think I got parchment and
I don't have crap.
let me see what it says.
I've got 50 foot of hempen rope.
Ink
that work?
pen, parchment,
It'll do it.
Yeah, you don't have charcoal though. Like you have
bag of
parchment.
sand.
But-
I could mix the ink pen with sand and do that.
And do what? You're going to try to take a rubbing
Mix,
with.
mix ink with sand and
I don't think that's going to work very well.
Did you put it on a rock and then do it?
You're trying to do a rubbing. Rubbing usually is chalk or charcoal of some sort. You need something that's soft so that you can rub up against it on the paper without breaking the paper.
how about that? A burnt stick or something.
Yeah,
That
burnt
works.
stick would work. It's charcoal.
Yeah, got the end of a torch or something.
End of a torch will not work because it's not what you think it is. It's a bunch of wrapped oil and things like that on a stick.
Is there a burnt stick around here anywhere from like a campfire or
Not that
something?
you can see.
What about those brazier things? Do they have?
Braziers, you could go back and look at them if you'd like.
Okay, yeah, I'll go check them to see if they got some coal.
Going back to there
something.
doesn't seem to be any coal. It looks like it's mostly just rocks and maybe magic that's lighting this up because it's not very hot coming from it.
Can I pick up a rock and rub it to see if it would, like rub it on the ground to see if it would work?
Sure. You pick it up and rub it and it sort of works, but not very well.
Why don't we just leave this to Pinbro? Tell him to come get it.
Let's go get him.
Could
after
I
we're
be
done
able
looking.
to like copy what I see? Or could he copy?
You guys can try to copy it, sure.
I will assist her in trying to just write it.
All right, so you come back in there. Dresd'a, give me a wisdom saving throw.
Wisdom saving.
Yeah.
Whoa.
So, Dresd'a, that curiosity is really starting to sneak up on you. Really kind of want to see what's inside this thing. It's very ornate. It's really ornate looking. It's got to be something cool inside.
I start rubbing my fingers along the rim to see if I could see an edge that I could fit in there or something. Give me
it's
leverage.
clearly like a typical sarcophagus. There is a stone
Yeah.
top that you could push off. Yes.
I just kind of wander around touching it. I wonder who this guy was. And I start mumbling to myself, man, he must have been somebody special. The other ones don't look like
That is true. That is very true.
I mean,
the rest of them are all stuck into basically a bunch of holes in the wall. This guy's in a special thing.
Yeah, I tend to, just
Rhux try
tentatively,
to reason with her
non-committally start maybe gently pushing a little bit on the lid, like wonder if...
I will say this. I mean, curiosity is getting the better of you, but that doesn't mean you have to be stupid about it. You're not dumb.
Okay, I'm not there yet. Okay.
No. I just meant that if you want to do other things before you push it off, you can.
Gotcha.
Is all I'm saying.
Okay, so I'm not going to push, but I'm just kind of like running around and mumbling about.
Eventually, you want to push it open and look inside of it. Don't get me wrong, but my point is that I'm trying to be polite about things. I'm trying to point out certain things without pointing them out. So.
Yeah. So I give the pen and paper to Andy, and I'll go step outside the room for a minute.
Yeah. All right.
Rhux will try to write.
All right. Give me a dexterity.
Dexterity save?
Check.
Check.
Ability check. That was for Rhux, by the way.
Oh, sorry.
You make a somewhat okay facsimile of those runes that are around this thing. They're not great, but they might be good enough for Penvro to do something with it. Maybe.
That's good enough for me now. Rhux is going to now leave the room.
Okay.
Close the frickin' door. And be like, all right, guys, this is a mausoleum. We should probably leave.
By the way, Hylough, that basically is, again, rows of small hollow holes and stuff like that.
I imagine the top three are all the same.
Bunch of dead people there.
Yeah, I would not suggest going near that. That sounds like a very stupid idea.
Dead guy.
All right, guys, I think we should leave the dead where they lay for now.
Oh, we want to check this last one.
Oh, Dresd'a, I don't think you want to do that.
But who was that guy? Shouldn't we just kind of like try to figure out maybe who he is? I mean,
Let's here. Let's look at it this way.
I mean, look at him.
The lights are magic. The lights are magic, so that means there's something in here.
Yeah, I know.
We haven't been able to figure out what it is, and we're all very worn out and tired. And I would not like to fight an undead being today.
Oh yeah, no, we don't want to do that. But look at these markings. I wonder these runes. I mean, look at the crap.
If we want to know what the runes are, we can ask Penvro. I'm sure he'll come back down here and you can open it then if he thinks it's safe.
Maybe there's a key or something inside the tomb. Like a secret decoder ring or something. Like, if we could just figure it out. It's just. I mean, who is this guy?
A decoder ring?
Yeah, something to translate.
What is this? Is it a freaking cereal box?
Well, it kind of looks like Captain Crunch, doesn't it?
No, it doesn't. I really think we should let Penvro tell us what it says first, and then we can open the thing.
Everything all right here?
I will roll a persuasion roll for this.
I think I'm going to check for some traps.
Able to persuade her.
I want to check for traps. How do I do that there?
God bless.
All right, do a investigation check.
Investigation. Oh, this is not going to be good.
Rhux is sensing. Oh, she gets the high roll.
You look it over for a bit, and as you're kind of feeling your hand underneath there, or sort of the edge, you feel something along one of the edges of the top. And you think back a little bit and you think maybe this might be a similar trap to the one that was in that one room with the stone boxes.
Mm-hmm.
So clearly there's a trap there.
Filled up with sand?
Yes. That's the only other trap thing that's been done.
I'm out of here.
No, you don't know that, Hylough.
Oh.
Dresd'a does. I mean, if she wishes to share, she can, but...
Well.
Is she going to share?
She's thinking about it.
Should I share? Should I sell my friends out in case I fuck it up and trip it again?
You know,
She's
that's
done
that
this before.
The approaching is the ground, where you're like ground approaching quickly.
So, can I try to disarm the trap? What do I need to do?
Yeah, you can do a dexterity check with
Does
thieves'
she
tools.
mention that there's a trap?
If you have proficiency in thieves' tools, you can add proficiency to it. Otherwise, it's
I'm
just
gonna
a
die.
dexterity check. Dexterity ability
Tool
check.
proficiency. No, my proficiency is ritual implements.
Yeah, so it's just a dexterity check. Ability check.
Dex check. Maybe.
Hmm.
Nah.
Lucky you didn't get the 1, because that would have immediately...
That would be
you
bad.
try to disarm it. You're doing everything you can to try to get your fingers under it or do what you can, but you're unable to disarm it. You don't set it off, however.
Okay.
Luckily.
I'm looking at her fiddle with it. I'm like,
you
what
didn't
are you
miss
doing?
by 5 or more, so you didn't set it off.
I look at her and ask what she's doing.
There's something here.
You mean it's trapped?
I mean, there's something here.
And you tried to open it anyway?
No, she didn't try to open anything. You didn't see her push off the
I'm trying
top.
to dismantle it.
Okay.
Don't just push at the top, though.
What does it look like?
It looks like it might be something rigged here.
Have we seen it before?
No, it's a mechanism of some sort. I'm trying to figure this out.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's a lock or a trap or...
Didn't he say that you thought it was from something we saw earlier?
Well, to her, sure, but not to you.
Oh.
She's telling you that it's not something she's seen before.
Fair point.
Because she wants to open it.
I'm just saying. Plus, I mean, technically, you guys didn't find the trap the first time, so she's actually telling the truth, technically.
Should we realistically be trying to open something that looks like it might be trapped? That seems really dumb. You remember what happened last time that happened, Dresd'a? We almost got murdered by sand. It was me and you. We almost died.
That was different. And when he says that, can I make another attempt and then...
You can make one more attempt.
I mean, look.
However, the difficulty gets higher every attempt you try. FYI.
Okay. How bad is my curiosity killing me?
Not terribly so, but you actually are able to figure it out. You actually realize that it's basically, you realize that the trap is set up in such a way that as soon as you push the top off, it will release the pressure on it, which will release it up. So all you need to do is just keep your hand on that thing as you push the top off.
Okay, I'll do that.
All right, so you need to give me a strength check to push the top off. Just a regular strength ability check. And someone can help you, but you don't need help because you just push it right off.
Rhux really hates this
pushing
idea.
it over, you
doorway.
push it open and keep your hand, like she seems to be leaning on something as she pushes it open. Inside the sarcophagus is it's a mummy, but it looks like you can see how it's wrapped up. It's thinner than normal, thinner than human. It's probably a naga mummy of some sort. Next to the mummy is a staff with a golden snake head on top. One eye of the snake contains a dark blue gem, and the other contains a light blue gem. Runes are inscribed on the shaft of the staff.
So now that my curiosity's been satisfied, do I feel a lessening, or do I still feel
compelled? Have to take it. You now see what's inside here.
Yeah. Okay. Well, my curiosity.
Am I able to read the runes on the stick?
The runes are not Malazan.
They're not?
Nope, they're not Malazan. They look to be...
Were the other runes Malazan?
Why don't you try
the ones that were around the thing were ancient Malazan.
Could I try to write down the ones on the stick?
You could draw a rough picture of it.
Draw the picture of that too, if you'd like.
Yeah. On like another piece of paper.
Well, we could just take the stick.
Or you could just take the stick.
We are not taking the stick.
Dexterity check to try to write these.
Yeah. I'm about to do that.
With disadvantage. Because the runes seem to swim before your eyes as you try to write them down. So you make a very, very poor implementation of it.
I just make scribbles. I'm like, what the heck is this?
Yep.
Is Iylis still here?
Iylis is back in the other room, yes.
I'm gonna go grab him and have him look at it. We're not taking the stick, but he can look at it.
I poke my finger at it. I'm not trying to move it, but just
You
maybe
touch
just
it, nothing happens.
okay.
Let's
All right,
not
well-
touch the stick.
Is the lid fully off, or can I pull it
No,
back
you kind of
on?
just pushed it over a bit.
Okay, so I'll. Can I pull it back on?
Does Iylis come to take a look? Does he want to take a look?
Oh, okay.
I'm asking. I don't know what Robert's doing.
Hey,
Yeah, I can come and take a look if.
Looking at this staff, it certainly looks like there's maybe something. I mean, just looking at it, it looks like maybe there's something magical about it.
Okay, gotcha. Well, I mean, I don't think I have my detect magic on anymore.
No, it's.
I'll give it
it's
a
clearly gone by
nice
now.
roll.
But you can do an Arcana check, and probably the best you can do at this.
Ooh.
You're pretty sure this is magical of some sort. You're just not sure what.
Great.
It's definitely a magical staff.
This is
of some
definitely a
sort.
magical staff.
Guys, it's
Take it.
really magical.
Take it.
No,
don't.
we are not desecrating the dead.
Yeah, even
Any more than we already
that might
did.
not be a
Probably
good idea,
take
guys.
it.
Maybe we should just
Is
put
somebody
the
gonna take it or not?
No, I'm not.
Might
The,
take it if nobody's.
the,
And I are putting the
Iylis
lid
takes
back
it.
on.
He literally just said he's taking it if no one else does.
Oh,
This is
crap.
a cool staff.
So you take the staff
like
out
it.
of the sarcophagus. It's
We're
about
gonna die.
it's about 6 feet tall.
Taller than you.
Yeah, it's taller than him, but it's like I said,
Slightly.
it's a staff with a golden snake head on top. One eye of the snake contains a dark blue gem. The other contains a light blue gem, and there are runes along the shaft of the staff. All the way around it too. Starting at about where the snake head starts and going down about a third of the staff.
Very cool.
Did the room collapse when we did that?
No, but Dresd'a still has her hand on the mechanism.
Someone help me put this lid back on.
I'll put it back on.
All right, give me a dexterity or a strength check.
Yes.
Can I assist?
Yes, if you can then have advantage.
Which is nice.
16 is enough. You guys push it back on and without triggering the trap.
Yay! All right, let's leave.
I'm gonna try and sneak this out
Nobody
should
will
we
suspect
go
anything.
down here.
and
but,
hope that
like-
the snake people don't see it on my person.
Yeah, you mean the thing that's taller than you?
It's taller than you are.
I'll keep it
All right,
behind.
so
me.
are you guys leaving this complex and going back up through the secret door? That's what I ask. You don't necessarily have to
Yeah,
walk
I don't
all
want to
the way
be in this mausoleum anymore.
through. All right. So you guys head back out. Sweet. All right, we're back from technical snafu. All right, so you guys head out of the ziggurat, head back up into the village, where you find Praedyth. Eventually, you find the village. You see that some of the Kalion have kind of all gotten together. They've the Nagas and the Nasalas have kind of started going back into their homes. They've put together a few things that they've given to the Serac, the Kalions, and it looks like Barsk and Kellyan and those guys who went and did some of the fighting are waiting for you guys. They're kind of sitting near, or they're kind of looking over where Praedyth seems to be praying on the ground, and that's what you find when you get up top there. What are you guys doing?
Bird summoning circle.
I'm gonna go to the Raven store and try to find Praedyth a new Raven.
You guys, like, it's basically
You want a
about,
bird? I'll get you 100 birds.
it's basically
Only one
about
type.
early afternoon. So if you were to leave the village now, you could get back to the tower before nightfall.
Yeah, I think at least some of us ought to go back.
Yeah, I want to go back. I want to go back home.
We kind of left them without, we got a lot of the
Protection, you know.
birds here. Yeah.
All right. So you guys spend the better part of the afternoon heading back. You, for part of it, you have the Kalion escort. They kind of go with you. A couple of them, they leave a small, like, they had an army of 16, such an army. They leave 6 of them there, so 10 go back with you. And Tho stays there as well. But the rest of them go with you. He tells them to kind of guide you back and protect you back to the tower, and then they're going to head back to their village. And maybe a few hours later, a couple hours later, they seem to be take you slow and make sure that they are scouting ahead and that sort of stuff. So it takes a little longer than normal, but you guys make it back to the tower. And at this point, we're going to switch to sort of downtime rules. You have some downtime. There's nothing threatening you currently. The known things that you know about on the island, the Zarak and the Nisalis, clearly are not going to be trying to kill you anymore. As of right now, there are no indications that whoever created this cove and that sort of stuff are coming back anytime soon. So what do you guys kind of want to do during your downtime? So, at the what's what I'm looking for? At the risk of making it seem like you're going to figure something out, you get 7 days of downtime with nothing that happens towards you. So, what do you want to do for 7 days? And I've given you kind of some ideas of what's going on. Of what you can potentially do.
Can I spend some of the time trying to attune to that boot and dagger set that I found?
Sure. You try to attune to it the first night and find out that it's not magical.
What, the boot or the belt?
The
daggers. Okay. But they're comfortable.
They're nice.
I want to attune to the staff that I got and see what that's like.
All right. So you can attune to things, but without identifying it, attunement doesn't tell you what it does.
Can I spend some time identifying it then?
You can
because I don't have identify spell.
You can. Well, I mean, basically, it's trial and error at that point.
Right. Well, do it shoot lightning? No. Do it shoot water?
Well, you have no. I mean, you're gonna have to try to figure out if it has command words, that sort of stuff. Like,
does it give
without
me
identify? This thing is kind of
I do have the identify spell.
So you do?
Abracadabra.
Can I go over to?
I'll just identify. We can put what we found, and some of it we found out we couldn't identify because it's just too weird for us. But what we can.
Yeah, some things might not be able to identify, but other things you probably.
I'll spend some of my time doing that.
I don't know everything that you currently have, but the staff, you do figure out what it is. It takes a few castings. Well, let me rephrase that. You understand what it can do. You're not sure exactly what it is, but you'll find out as soon as I put it on to somebody. It is a staff of Urkasi. It does require attunement by a cleric, druid, sorcerer, warlock, or wizard. You know the following. It has 6 charges. And it seems to be I'll give you the whole thing. It has 6 charges. Sorry. It has a dual nature to it. During the day, it does one set of things. During the night, it does another set of things.
Oh, that's so cool.
So during the day,
I love
that. When you're attuned to this thing and you're holding the staff, you have resistance to cold damage. It has 6 charges. You can use an
6
action.
Charges for.
You can use an action to expend one or more of those charges to cast one of the following spells, using your spell save DC and spellcasting ability modifier. Cure Wounds costs 1 charge per spell level up to 3rd. Laceration costs 2 charges, or Plant Growth, which costs 3 charges. Ooh. During the night, the staff has the following powers. At night, you have resistance to lightning damage while you're holding it. You can expend one or more of its charges to cast one of the following spells using it. Entangle is 1 charge, Spike Growth is 2 charges, and Call Lightning is 3 charges.
Yo!
The staff regains 1d6 plus 4 expended charges daily at dawn. If you expend the last charge, roll a d20 on a 1. The staff turns to water and is destroyed.
Oh, okay, cool. This is sick.
And this is the staff of Urkasi, and I will drag it onto your character sheet.
Thank you so much.
I do have this one.
You're welcome.
Thievery
I'm
is
jealous.
great. You guys didn't want it. You guys were afraid to take it.
Well, you wouldn't have found it if my curiosity didn't overwhelm me.
Yeah.
And I didn't call you back into the room to come check it out.
Marcus, you do figure out that there is another thing you have that you guys do figure out, because I remember you actually have it, which
What's
is that incense is magical.
Oh yes.
And it is
Magic dust. Who
I
knows?
said incense is what I said.
Assuming they told us, I think Cole had it.
It is incense of healing. Block of incense when burned during a short rest provides additional healing. The additional healing it applies is 2d4 plus 2 hit points.
I think Praedyth put it in his pocket.
You guys have enough for 2 usages, so 2 short rests.
Cool. Oh yeah, hey Rhux. Speaking of magic dust, I never did say thanks for knocking some sense into me when I started snorting that other stuff.
So you guys definitely have that. There may be a couple other things. I just haven't had a chance to do reports to figure out exactly what you all have.
That was 2d4 plus 2 on a long rest.
On a short rest. During a short rest, if you burn a usage of it, you get 2d4 plus 2 hit points just of natural healing, of magical healing. So as if you had done a potion of healing.
We want to hold on to that.
But you only have enough for 2 usages of it, so 2 short rests.
How many people in the room? Is it everybody in the room?
Yeah, I mean everybody within 30 feet, so
everyone's smelling it.
Can we assume that we've done a long rest at this point then?
Yeah, no. I mean, yes. This is sort of day 1 of the things. Because of what's going on, the Nasalis and the Sarek both are, sort of helping you with food if you need to, that sort of stuff. So your survival isn't as hard as it could be.
How come I only got 1 hit dice back?
Yeah, me too.
You only get 1 every.
You only get, you get half of what you've used back. Minimum of 1.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, we can probably just rest up to 3 anyway.
I thought you just
because
got
there'll be
all
multiple
of
days,
I mean, if you do another long rest after day 2, you'll get another one back. As soon as you do another long rest on day 3,
I'm just gonna rest
you
back
should
down
have
to
them
3.
all back. But what do you guys want to do otherwise during downtime? I mean, I kind of put a few options in the.
I wanted to go back
to
the ziggurat and raid some more. What I want to do is.
I
got jealous over his staff, and so I want some of my own stuff.
Well, also, that's right. You have a few other things. You have I forgot about this too. You have from the one Vulture End, you guys picked up some javelins and some spears.
And some
we got
so the two of the javelins are vicious javelins. What does that mean? That means that they when you roll a 20 on your attack roll with the item, your critical hit deals an extra 2d6. One of the javelins is a javelin of lightning.
Ooh, that's good.
And then the spears, which were 2 spears, they're vicious spears. So the same thing. On a 20, you deal an extra 2d6 of damage.
What about those hand axes?
The hand axes, you realize that they are magical in some way, but are unable to determine what that magic is. Identify seems to be useless for them. Maybe because they come from a different dimension or something.
Weird.
So we got 2 javelins of viciousness, 2 spears.
Two javelins of vicious, 2 vicious javelins, 1 javelin of lightning, 2 spears, 2 vicious spears.
Vicious.
Well,
I
how
think
are we going to
that's
divvy
all
those
of the
up?
current magic items that you have. I'm pretty sure that's all you found. So.
Trying to think of anything else. I don't think there is.
There might have been one more. Hold on. I think you guys found the stone that was on a leather thong in one of the things. That's a stone of water breathing.
Oh wow.
I think that's it because you guys didn't go through this portion, and in here you guys didn't do certain things, and in the other one you haven't gone through. You haven't. Yeah.
And you said the sacrificial bowl wasn't anything. It was just a nice bowl.
Yeah, it was just a nice bowl. A bowl with gold inside. Yeah, you haven't been to there yet. So, yep, that's all you found that was magical. That you could identify. You still have multiples of those black hand axes. And they definitely seem magical. Like when you detect magic on them, they are magical. It's just you're unable to identify them.
Okay. So I'm gonna practice these. Well, I'm trying to figure out what the hand axes are. So I'm gonna try to work with them. Are those a common melee? I can't remember. Or are they
hand axe should be simple. Yes.
Okay, so yeah, I'm gonna
Pretty sure
work on that and the sling. I'm gonna try to pick up something, since Mage Hand doesn't work exactly the way I thought it would. I could use a good way to toss some rocks. So.
Oh, you can throw rocks with a Mage Hand, as long as they're less than 10 pounds.
Yeah. But I also wanted to use the sling too.
Yeah, no, that's fine.
It's just 9.99.
It's just they are a thrown weapon instead of a slinged weapon. So you're going to have the regular, like 20 something or like that. Like you can throw it with a Mage Hand. It's just you can't throw it very far. Although, did we figure out you can't? Action. Yeah, did we figure out that we couldn't do anything that was damaging with a Mage Hand? Is that what we figured out?
I think we did figure that out.
Yeah, let me check. That might be what you're thinking of. Let me make sure.
That's fine.
What if the Mage Hand is given a rock that's 10.01 pounds? Can it lift it?
Cat stepped away.
Yeah, it does say the hand can't attack.
Yeah, so, and it's an action if you're not an arcane thief.
Yes.
So it's an action for me, not a bonus action.
Yeah.
Which is what I thought it was.
But
anyway, I'm going to learn
it can't attack. Okay, so you're going to... all right, so hand axes, technically, I think, are a simple weapon, which, from the Gunslinger, you should already know how to use. So it's flavor that you figure out how to make it work for yourself, basically.
Okay. Matt also wants to learn how to do hand axes.
Yeah, I mean, if it's a simple weapon, I'm pretty sure both of you guys have. Yeah, hand axe is a simple melee weapon. Sling is a simple ranged weapon. So I believe both of you already know how to use them. So it's just flavor that you're practicing to understand how they work. That's all it is. You don't have to do any rolls or anything like that to do anything.
I'm practicing with them. I got my own hand axe here.
Okay. You guys practice with them for several days. Guys doing anything else?
Does anyone have herbalism? Because I would love to learn, or have an excuse to learn herbalism later.
Well,
I do.
Does.
I have an herbalism kit.
Are you proficient in it?
I think so. I'm not sure.
Yeah, as long as you're proficient in it, you can teach somebody. It just takes time.
Okay. I have a tool proficiency in an herbalism kit.
Yeah, so you can teach somebody.
Yeah, because we could use it to do the gun of healing thing. We could learn some, because we don't.
Well, you'll need an alchemist. You'll ask to do
an alchemist can do that.
You also need, you can make the potion with herbalism, but to make it distilled enough to be in those little gun flasks, you need alchemy. So you'll need to be proficient in an alchemist kit.
We don't necessarily need that right now, but I would like.
No, you don't. I'm just saying that's all you need to do. So you could brew a potion and then give it to an alchemist and say, "Hey, can you distill this so it works with this thing?" And they would be able to do it. Or you could if you had proficiency in alchemist tools, you could try to do it yourself.
Could we also use the healing instance? Could that make charges, or are they too different?
Say that again?
The healing instance we've got, would that work well?
Herbalism kit. Oh, I see. To try to turn into something for the gun?
Yeah.
Probably not. You're not sure. You'd probably need an alchemist to help you figure that out.
Okay, that's fine.
Because right now, you're burning it and it's turning into something that you breathe in, and it seems to quicken your healing over the course of an hour. So, which is different from the potions. They basically are like an instant heal. So there's a little bit of a difference there. as you guys are kind of talking about this, Dresd'a, you're being inundated with memories of your life because your memories came back. But every time you kind of are thinking about different memories you're having, it always seems to come back to the shop in Port Hope where you found the door open and the woman nailed to a wall. And I'll remind you of what you saw there. You had entered a small cottage. The room had shelves of bottles and jars with a variety of different substances, but it was the woman nailed to the wall with her entrails in a heap on the floor below her and the strange black spiral symbol cut into her midsection that had captured your full attention. The sunlight streaming through the window slowly dimmed as darkness flowed from the woman's mouth and filled the cottage interior. You put your hand in front of your face but couldn't see it. You watched in horror as fields of colorful, strange energy pulsed from the suddenly visible body. Strange pseudopods grew rapidly forth around the sliced open stomach and inside the woman's split open womb. A strange eye stared out unblinking, a window into an eternity of madness. You tend to remember that one a lot. That one seems to come up a lot. You also now remember who Rafa, Al-Rasul, and Faela are. Faela is a binder from your esoteric circle, who tends to bind to Rafa, a spirit with divination abilities. Al-Rasul is the name Faela calls this person that her divination claims is searching for items which, when put together, will bring about the end of the world. But that's all you really remember about that sort of stuff. Otherwise, you remember any background stuff that you've already come up. Praedyth. You pray every single day during down. I bet.
Yeah.
Day 5. As you meditate, you find yourself in a completely dark void, no sound, no vision. You lose track of time until you hear the sound of wings as something dark swoops by your head. You reflexively duck as you hear it go by. You hear the flapping fade and then get louder as it seems to come back, before you feel pressure on your right shoulder. Looking to the right, you see dark feathers, a black beak, and black eyes of a raven. It cocks its head as it looks at you, and you get lost in those eyes, falling into them. Falling. 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 Your eyes shoot back open, and you find yourself staring into the eyes of a raven standing on the ground before you. As you gaze at it, you find yourself falling into it, and it takes off. Your senses go with it, and the sensation of flying replaces your seated consciousness. The raven has returned.
All right.
Ooh.
As have your warlock abilities. Strangely enough, though, it's the void you're normally used to, but you never hear any single word or voice from the Mistress of Fates the entire downtime. Every single time you do this. Your powers are back, but you do not hear anything from her.
Interesting.
Or them, technically.
Okay.
Anybody else doing anything else during downtime? I assume you do want to explore some of the ruins. Penvro pretty much starts going out almost every day and looking through some of the ruins and stuff like that.
Rhux was thinking about doing that water-based ruin thing we have been talking about, unless that is something specific that you'd rather wait to do.
No, I mean,
or at least go look at it. And then
what
the other
day
thing,
do you want to do it? Like, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. You have 7 days here.
You said that the Raven came back day 5?
Yeah, day 5.
Oh, Praedyth was the one who was most interested in it, and I'm assuming he prayed the whole time, so now he's not
Yes,
praying.
he's been
so
praying
probably
for the
then.
last 5 days.
So pretty much when he is finally able to come do that, that's when I would do that. For the other 4 days before that, Rhux is going to gather herbs and stuff just so he can replenish some of the stuff he lost, and also try to brew some potion type items.
As you see, you can do an herbalism kit roll, so wisdom plus proficiency bonus against a DC based on the potion type you want to make.
It's not just whatever potion thing I clear I get.
No, you're gonna pick one that you're gonna try to make, and then because that tells you how long it takes to brew as well.
Oh, okay, that's fair.
But you can, so I'm trying to decide on this one. So this is my first attempt at some kind of crafting rules for this sort of stuff. So You can do up to your proficiency bonus, which would be 2 because you're still 3rd level. Number of potions per day.
Oh, damn.
Yeah. So, especially on this island, because, like, even if you're having troubles finding the herbs and stuff, the Zarak and the Nasalis know exactly where these herbs are. They do this all the time. So, or at least the shamans have done. And so, although both shamans are now missing. So, anyway, so yeah, you could do that. It's up to you, I guess. You can do. It's up to you what you want to try to do. If you really want to try to do a potion of superior healing, you can try it. It seems unlikely you'll make it, but you have to roll for each one. So if you're going to do 2 potions in a day, you roll for each one to see if you successfully make it.
So it's herbalism kit plus wisdom.
Yep. Roll a d20 and do that.
Could I decide, since I can only brew 2, could I decide to brew 1 to get advantage on brewing the 1?
Sure, I guess.
Like
so.
instead of doing 2 at once, I decide I want to focus on 1.
That's fine.
The first day. I will attempt to do 2 of, what's my efficiency? 3. We'll do 2 of just healing the first day.
Okay.
So let me grab my herbalism.
All right. The first one is fine.
I don't know if that includes my. Actually, it should.
It
I think my
doesn't because it
wisdom is
says it's not
1.
proficient.
Oh, it does?
Yeah.
Oh, let me fix that. Nope.
That being said, you still got it fine.
Yeah, I know, but this will make it easier so I don't have to remember. All right, I should be proficient in it now.
All right. Yes, you are. The second one fails. So you make 1 potion of healing.
Okay.
The first day.
Yeah. Second day, Rhux will do the same thing the second day. He wants us to have. Jesus.
First one fails. So
This is the other reason I cannot do anything. Why do I keep getting the low number as the first number?
So can I help him? Can I give him the help action?
Only if you have herbalism.
Oh no, never mind. I can hand him stuff.
Yeah,
I can help
but
you.
That doesn't help.
If you want to ask me for help, I'll help you.
Certainly, you're seeing that I suck.
Herbalism. What do I do?
Yeah, if somebody's helping, he just gets advantage on the roll.
Oh, okay.
But you're still only making 2 potions.
Yeah, I know.
That's all.
Yeah.
Even though, like, if and note that the other person also has to be proficient in herbalism kit. Yes. So, but the problem here is that Hylough potentially could be making his own set. So you're sacrificing his set so that you get advantage.
Yeah. So it's either we both sacrifice half of each of our sets to give ourselves it, or we only do 2. So
right.
to do advantage is only 2 regardless.
Yes. Day 3. You guys are both doing it on day 3 together.
What do we want to do, Hylough? You think basically the first 2 days I was thinking like there's a lot of us, and I don't know if it would be better to have more of them instead of a smaller number that are better, just because we have other healing things already.
No, you've already spent 2 days, so.
No, I know. I was telling him my thought process from the first 2 days.
So, well, what else would we make?
I mean, we could try to make ones that are. I've only been trying to make Potion of Healing, which is DC 10.
Right.
But we could decide to go up to 15 with advantage. But again, I have to freaking, not roll a 6 and a 9 every time.
I would say you should stay on the normal one, but just based on your rolls, if nothing else.
Yeah, I can't roll for crap, so.
All right. Well, we could, whatever you want to do.
All right,
Try.
we'll do the two DC 10s again.
Okay.
All right, you have advantage. All right, so you make one, so you now have 2. And you make another, you now have 3.
Cool.
3 days.
Day 4. Let's do it again.
All right. You
Yeah.
now have 5 because he helped you.
That's right.
Or 4.
I just like the noise because it's fun.
You now have
The noise is just really funny. All right. So in the 4 days before I go do ocean stuff on day 5, I've made 4.
5. You've made 5.
5.
You made 1 the first day, and then day 3 and 4 you made 2.
Correct.
With Hylough's help.
Yeah, because if he wasn't there, I
Yeah,
probably
I
would
could've
have
done
broken
more.
some of my
All right,
kit.
So I'll come back to you on day 5. Iylis, what are you doing during downtime? You attune to the staff, but what else? That's 1 day. Or 1 night, technically. All right, we've lost Robert. Chad, what are you doing for day 1 and 2? Because
I wanted to go back to explore the ziggurats and stuff and find things that we didn't find before. And
all right.
but I can wait. I can do that later if you want.
Well, I mean, I'm not gonna. You can go through it. I'm not going to role play it, so to speak. I mean,
right.
However, that being said, as you go through it, give me a investigation roll, and we'll see if you find anything new. So you go back and you don't really find anything new.
Mm-hmm.
You do. So you go down through the other temple, and you find it's a similar thing. You go down through the other one, and that one. So remember, there's the 2 small ziggurats. You guys went through the eastern one first and got into the thing. Going down through the western one, going into those halls, the skulls line the hall, and you find several rooms full of skulls. In one, or bones and skulls. In one, you do find an amulet with a purplish black stone. And we've got about 10 minutes here before my voice goes. So, so you find that, and that's it for that particular area. You get back into the main ziggurat, and search around in there a bit. And the only new thing you find there is, where is it? There was another. The only thing you find there is, oh yeah, you don't find that. Never mind, because you didn't roll high enough. So yeah, the only thing you find is an amulet with a black stone.
Okay.
Searching around through the thing again. Was anybody else going with you on those 2 days?
I would like to go with. But that's day 1 and 2.
Pardon?
Was that day 1 and 2? Because I think I've
Yeah.
used 1 and 2. I got 3 and 4 available.
Well, he's doing stuff on 3 and 4. So if you're going on 3 and 4,
yeah, I'll go with.
Then on 3 and 4, you need to make your own investigation roll because you're going with Penvero.
Okay. Get there. Oh, good. I'm really good at not perception. Investigation. Sucks. I know it sucked to me.
Oh no, I'm sorry. Perception. I'm sorry. Investigation is for finding traps and stuff.
But it doesn't matter. Perception
yeah, it really doesn't matter. You go around with Penvero as well, and you don't find anything new.
Is that the first day? Can I do it another second day, or?
No, it's one for. Because you basically are
okay.
searching.
Well, there's nothing else there.
Nothing else there that you seem to find.
How did I roll?
Hey, you guys are having pretty.
I rolled 2 4s on that.
Yeah. On day 5, when you're going to, you two are thinking about going and looking into the water, Tho shows up. And she says to you guys, Rhux, she says, "We have been unable to make contact with my sister who fled to the west. In fact, the scouts we sent 2 days ago have not returned either. Is it possible for you to help us?" And we'll stop there.
Oh.
No, I mean, my voice is starting to go, unfortunately,
understand.
from this cold. That being said, let's talk about the character questions I posted. So let me pull them up again, which are following questions. Do you have any siblings? These are meant to be for your character itself. Do you have any siblings? What is your relationship with those siblings? What made you decide to be the class you are? And some of it may have already been answered with some of your background before, so just, provide that answer again and maybe expand upon it a little bit. What do you do for work or did for work, and why did you leave that work? Do you have a rival from your past? If so, why is she a rival? What's your biggest fear? What's your character's biggest fear? And then what motivates your character? What does she want to accomplish with his or her life? So think about those over the course of the next 2 weeks, because I think next week we're going to talk about doing something else. And when we kind of get back in 2 weeks, we'll kind of send me your answers. We won't necessarily go over them in game, but send me your answers. I'll add them to your character stuff, and potentially riff off it a little bit. Maybe add some secrets and things like that you now know related to that sort of background stuff. Other than that, go ahead.
How do we send them to you?
You can message me on Facebook, or you can send them to
Okay.
my email address. Either one will work.
All right.
So there's that. And I'm going to end the episode and the recording here. So thanks, guys, for playing this evening. We'll pick this up again in a couple weeks.